Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People, coming to you again, as I will do each and every time this offseason that there is some news to cover. Today, I had a chance to speak with a couple players that have been recently signed, Rico and Turk, two players, one on each side of the ball, that are going to be helping this Carolina Panthers team hopefully return to a winning organization and making it to the playoffs. So we are going to go through both of their press conferences. Sometimes people call them pressers. I don't know. I'm old school. I don't like pressers, but both of their press conferences that they had a chance to have today with the media here in Charlotte. Going to give you some feedback and my thoughts, and then if you stay to the end, I always like to be personable. You'll hear some stories from me, but hey, favor, like, subscribe, comment. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers, all right? So, Carolina Panthers have been signing some guys. Been a little bit of a quiet week, as you may imagine. Last week was certainly the more hectic week. And we got a guy on the on the offensive side of the ball, Rico Dowdle, that's going to be helping Chuba Hubbard out, right? Kind of gives you some thoughts on paper. These are two 1,000-yard backs, but on paper, you can't help but go and think about one of the fabulous duos that we have had here in Carolina with a Jonathan Stewart and a D'Angelo Williams. Could double trouble or some variation of that be returning? We don't know, but gonna break that down for you guys and sharing with you some of his press conference today from speaking with the media. And let's go ahead and start by I'm going to share with you Rico talking about his decision to come and play here in Charlotte. I've been having a few technical things as I'm trying to get stuff right, but I think I got it. So here we go. Going to play Rico talking about his decision to come to Charlotte.
Opportunity for me, what I would get to do in Carolina, and then, like you said, going from one team to another. I don't really look at it like that. I look at it as it's the team trying to build towards success. As we focus, obviously, everybody says their main focus is on winning, but you got to do the right things to be able to win. And I trust and believe my agents with the deciding process and getting around the building, talking to all the coaches and everything. They seem like a pretty cool staff and like they're about winning, and all the moves they made is lean towards that. So, maybe it's time to turn it around and get a winning season over there.
I appreciate it.
All right, you heard my man. You heard Rico. It's time to turn it around and get a winning season. So he wanted to come to Carolina. And by the way, I didn't explain this beforehand, but today's media interaction with the players was via Zoom. Okay, so the quality won't be the high quality that you're used to when they're here at Bank of America Stadium. Rico was in his car and had a little light show going with, got a nice car. I guess you could have lights changing colors in the ceiling. And then Turk, he's at home. And you'll see his video isn't wide. So again, I know you guys are, just want to explain to you the quality that you're going to see with the videos today. Rico did talk about his career, though, being undrafted and coming into the league and not getting the results that he wanted. And, just say, hey, it's just perseverance. Just continue to fight through it, continue to work hard, continue to get some opportunities. And he was able to do so. Now, he went to, I think he grew up in Nashville. Yeah, he grew up in Nashville area. Coming back to Charlotte wasn't the main factor. Just being a part of a team in which he believed in was the bigger factor. But he does have some family, not too much in Charlotte, but mostly in the South Carolina area, Gaffney, Spartanburg, and things like that. So he says he held off letting everybody know until it was a done deal. But certainly I've had a lot of calls, and he kind of smiled. I'm sure some of those calls were like, hey, Rico, I want to come to the game now that we can just drive up and see you. So, that's good for him. Congratulations to him and his family on that part. And a little bit of what Rico talked about as well was the recent I forget the exact player's name. I'm sorry, you guys, forgive me. But a Cowboy recently said that he was leaving because Dallas isn't winning. a Super Bowl anytime soon. And he said, hey, guys are entitled to his opinion. He's not going to say that they are or they're not, but he's here in Carolina and he will be focusing on that. So Rico only got a 1 year deal with the Carolina Panthers and wasn't exactly what he thought he'd be facing, but it is what he received. So gonna let you hear this clip on Rico talking about his contract with the Carolinas and just how he plans on playing through it.
That's the best way for me to look at it right now. It is what it is. I'm on a 1 year contract. Obviously, you want that multi-year for security or whatnot. But how the market was this year, I feel like go do good, stay healthy again for another whole season, and continue to produce. I've already showed that I can go out there and be a lead guy and things like that, and just have a good season again, and let the rest take care of the rest and be back on the market next year, like you said.
How about that? I was on mute. Did you guys enjoy the mute? But Rico was talking about his contract situation there, and that there's, he signed a 1 year deal. He's familiar with the business of the NFL. I'm sure players often use whatever motivation they can to have a good season, whether they're undersized, whether they feel like nobody wanted them, whatever it is. So obviously, Rico will have the motivation of, I had a 1 year deal. It has incentives to it. If I do well, they'll pay me. I get more money. They get better results. Hopefully, a winning season. But if I don't work out so well, nobody lost too much money. You didn't have to pay me everything, and we can go our separate ways. So, looking forward to seeing Rico at, what do we go with first? OTAs. Uh, that'll start probably in May, sometime after the draft. So, you know, make sure you lock it in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you set your reminders, as we will be there for all those events, and I'll be able to report to you how he looks. Even though I always go to say, I'm going to report to you how things look. But when players are in sweatpants and jerseys and maybe a helmet, let's not get too excited about what we see, other than knowing that they're out there, they're running around, and nobody gets hurt, because sometimes players do get injured during those times. Um, got another clip from Rico that I'm going to share with you guys. And three, two, one.
Tuba, he had his first 1,000 yard season last year, as well as me. So our rushers back there, that'd be the number one intriguing thing. Both guys has done it at a high level, and been out there and been able to put some good things on tape. But him, as far as him seen and watched, I've watched his highlights already. Watched a little bit of the offense just to try and figure out the scheme and stuff like that. The guy's a baller, a playmaker, and he has great instincts, and that's one of the things you look for in a running back. The instincts, and how instinctive they can play, and decisive they can be. He's one of those guys. For the sharing the backfield with him.
So there you go, Rico talking about sharing the backfield with one Chuba Hubbard, and looking forward to it. So before we transition to talking about Turk Wharton, which plays on the other side of the ball, I want to hear you all's comment on, well, are you excited about Chuba and Rico? Do you think we'll have the Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams? What kind of expectations do you guys foresee with this new running back duo? And let me go ahead and give a shout out to everybody right now. Yes, I had the muted microphone. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But you guys are my producers, my second hand. So appreciate you all letting me know that I was muted there temporarily. Fortunately, I've been doing this for a while, so I repeated everything back so that you did not miss it. Let's give some shout outs to, first of all, we got to give a shout out to our members. Hey, there's a link in the description if you are able to and want to support the channel. Independent media, 100% supported by you all. So thanks, Queen's Yarn Boutique, for signing in. Big Swin signing on. D White, my guy, happy to see you back. Excited for the episodes. I finally took a page from your book, and I'll be starting my own Panthers page and hopefully a podcast at some point. Hey, let me give you a little round of applause, man. Congratulations to you on starting your podcast. I like to say I'm very accessible, so should you ever want, and anybody out there watching, and I know somebody's watching that maybe says, hey, Chris, you owe me. I know, we got to do a little bit of planning, but outside of that, I am always up for appearing on anybody's podcast if you're interested and want me to be so fortunate enough to appear on your show. All right, and John Morales signing on. Tyree Ross, what's going on? D Dollar, what's going on? All right, so we're gonna keep on going through the interviews here with Turk Wharton. I had a question here from D Dollar. What happened to your running mate? If you mean co-host, I'm assuming that's what you mean is co-host. We change co-host typically every year, so we'll have another one this year coming up, which is what we always do, have to rotate through them all. And then, you know what, I just thought of something else I want to tell you guys. So for those that are watching live, when I asked for the cue, tell me what I was going to share with you guys about running. I need you to help me remember that. I want to share with you something about me running. All right, so again, these videos don't have the best quality because these guys are basically using their cell phones. Rico was in the car. Definitely was spotty coverage where he was. Turk, better coverage because he was at home, but he had his phone turned vertically, which means it's not going to cover the entire screen. But nevertheless, we're going to share that with you so you guys can see it here. Turk Wharton played for the Kansas City Chiefs. So we got guys that are coming from two pretty good storied franchises. Unfortunately, Dallas is kind of more storied and have not been having the success recently. But there's still, very high expectations over there in Dallas, regardless of what Jerry and Sons are doing. And then you got Kansas City, who, was trying to be a dynasty of a dynasty, winning three Super Bowls in a row. They didn't, as you know. Philadelphia won that Super Bowl. But Turk comes to us from there, and he's coming off a career high in sacks. So where's the applause button? We got to play some applause for that. Getting some pressure on the quarterback, also being able to stop the run. Those are two things that I feel like if this Carolina Panthers team does, even if we had the exact same personnel, well, that doesn't make any sense. But I feel like that really puts us at a 500 team once we get both of those, more balanced right there. So go ahead and play this clip from Turk. And if you're curious, Turk is a nickname. And where did it come from? Well, when he was growing up, he had legs kind of like a turkey. And what are turkey legs? For? They're not chicken legs. Chicken legs are tiny. Turk had turkey legs, which are really big at the thigh, and then they come down a little bit. Not Saquon-like, but when he was young, people give kids nicknames. I know my son had a nickname. But nevertheless, I'm going to share this clip with you on Turk as he talks about going from many championships and success out there in Kansas City and coming here to Carolina.
All start with the times like now, off season training. Um, then you go into OTAs and you build a little bit more. Then you get a little break before you come back to training camp. And after you go to OTAs, you kind of see the guys that you facing and seeing what you could fix. I think I'm also getting older in the league. It was year 5, of course, and I had a little setback in between there when I tore my ACL. But just the understanding of the game and being able to start putting everything together. I mean, I've always been an athletic guy, but now it's all coming together. My tools are coming together.
So my apologies there. That was Turk talking about his career high in sacks, how he was able to achieve that last year, mostly just through some hard work, through coming together as one. So, a lot of these guys that are being picked up by the Carolina Panthers, the free agents, they're excited to be here. But the first thing that they go to say, and this is, football is, some people consider it the ultimate team sport. You got 11 guys out there at one time trying to play in sync and accomplish a common goal. And these free agents have talked about either they can't wait to get out there in OTAs, or they seem like they're excited about Carolina and think that this could be something good here, but they want to get out there, and they talk about the fact like, okay, we need to get out there to OTAs. I need to see what the coach is going to be coaching me up to do, the schemes, and how this guy plays next to me, and then I guess as a player, you can start to get really excited about being here in Carolina. So I am happy to see that these players are feeling this good about being in Carolina. And now I think I'm going to play the clip. Turk talks about coming to Charlotte from Kansas City.
I mean, each year you with this league, you never know what teams are gonna spark. Like people probably didn't think the Commanders was gonna be where they at. So the biggest transition would be just coming in and playing my piece of letting them understand what success is. So it's really not necessarily a fault to the organization, but I mean, it could always happen. Like that's the thing. You got a quarterback trending in the right direction. I like what they're doing with the defense, and you still got 9 draft picks. So, there's a lot of things that could turn around in a year, as you've just seen with the organization, the Commanders. Like, you know.
Hey, Turk said it. He said you never know. And he's right. Did a lot of people think that the Washington Commanders and Jaden Daniels was going to be what they were? No. Did a lot of people think a couple years ago that C.J. Stroud was going to do what he did down there in Houston? No. So you never know. As somebody famous said, that's why we play the games. That's why we play the games. And we got one more clip that we're going to play from Turk. I think my notes got out of order here. There you go. Yeah, my notes did get out of order. How did that happen? Let's play a clip with Turk talking about playing with Derek Brown.
Of course, we going through a transition that I haven't been through before, so we still got a lot of learning each other to do. But everything's genuine with him. When he saw me, it was genuine, and me and Derek came in the same year, so we kind of it's gonna be a good tandem. He's a great player. Watching him when we played against him, he's a great player. So Chris brought things to the game that helped me, and I brought things to the game that helped him as we were going along with the situation. So I just think that we'll be able to play off each other, and we'll get there with the relationship and understanding what we could do with each other.
All right, there you go. There you go. Turk on talking about Derek Brown, saying that he hit him up, welcomed him to the team. They talked a little bit, met in person, and you know, man, kind of sort of like we also just got Derek Brown, right? And what I mean by that, well, he didn't play last year, so we get Derek Brown back. So that's good, man. I ran into a subscriber today, and we talked about some things about, hey, some I like it, and I'm just going to say now, as always, very open invitation. If you ever see me out anywhere, please don't hesitate to come up and at least introduce yourself. If it's a situation where we got more time to talk, let's do it. But if I'm busy, certainly say hi. I love meeting everybody and learning who you are. But um, I'll be asked like, hey, so what do you really think? And I'm like, I'll tell you, but also on the show, I tell you what I really think. I'm not any different in person than online. I'm not holding back my curse words or swearing or any kind of thing. This is me, but continue to say hello. I love meeting you all. And I got one more clip that I want to play from you. Give me a second to cue it up. But this should be Turk, even though he's on the defensive side, talked about playing with Bryce. Now, this question was asked because, Kansas City played Carolina last year, and in that game, it was a good game. Bryce played one of his better games until Patrick Mahomes at the last minute did his thing and was able to pull his team to victory. So it's always cool to get a player's opinion of your team because, you feel like it's more genuine, right? It could be more genuine, give you some insight. But let me go ahead and play this clip of Turk talking about playing with Bryce Young. Here we go. Did you guys let me know in the comments your opinion on Chuba and Rico? What do you think? As you have the opportunity to leave me those comments, let's go ahead and play the clip of Turk Wharton talking about Bryce Young.
Yeah, I think I like that guy a lot. I really like him a lot. I think he showed growth through last year. And I think he's ready to show that he's a top quarterback. He got a sense in the pocket that's dangerous. He got an arm, and if he need to move around to get a first down, he could do it. So I'm really confident in him.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Thought I was going to be muted. Nah. So now, did anyone catch that big smile that he had when he first started talking about Bryce? It was a big smile. Like, hey, you know what? I like this guy. I had to chase him around a little bit last year. So I'm glad that he's on my team, and I feel like we have an ability to win. So that's pretty cool. So again, just wanted to play those clips for you. I don't think they've been online for anywhere for you all to see. So if you want me to put up the full interview from those guys, please let me know. It's going to take more than one person to tell me that. But if you guys, if enough people let me know, I'll go ahead and put online the full interview from Rico Dowdle, as well as Turk Wharton for you guys to view. But yeah, overall, both of these guys, like what they said. Rico understands that the league is what it is, and he has to find his way to survive and make it thrive. As in, yeah, I do believe I could be a 3-down back. Yes, I did want a multi-year deal, but this is what I got. This is what the league is doing. So this is how I'm gonna work it. Turk on the other side, talking about, I'm excited to play with these guys, and you never know what could happen with the team, and I believe in Carolina. I'm going there, and we're going to see what happens. So, and again, I like the way that he lit up and smiled when he talked about Bryce Young. So, a few things. Number one is there's two things I want to go over, and we're going to wrap up. Since we start later, I try to keep the show to 30 minutes because normally I like to try to do them at 7 o'clock. But I wasn't able to do the show at 7 o'clock today. Why? Because your boy had to go to the DMV, and I was there from about 10 a.m. till about 4, from 10 to 4 at the DMV. And let me see if there's a way I can share this good news with you guys here. Let's see, we'll just do it like this. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm excited. You guys get to know before a lot of people get to know, but that's what we do here. We like family, right? Check it out. Hold on, let me make sure I'm good. Can't let you guys know. I love you, but you can't know where I live. All right, here we go. Check this out. You see that? And here's the most important part right here. Uh-oh, we'll get this thing right here. That part right there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah. Gonna be on 2 wheels this summer. Man, I'm so excited. Got my motorcycle permit today, and I have not had a motorcycle in a very long time. And I've been wanting one forever. And yeah, so got one more step to it, but got my motorcycle permit. So you probably won't be able to recognize me right with a helmet on. But while I was there, I ran into Josh. Hopefully I got the name right. Josh was wonderful. Talked to him for quite a bit. He gave me some confidence right before I went and took my test because I told him, like, man, I've been sitting around so long that it's like I don't care. Like, I'm getting tired. I just want to go home. But he said I do well, and I did well. I only missed one question, and the thing shut off before I even got through the rest. Said, hey, you passed. You're good to go. So, hey, Josh, if you're watching, we need to exchange some information, man. I'm very easy to find, so please reach out to me so we can exchange some information. Josh, it was wonderful talking to you, and hopefully everything went well with you at the DMV as well. And what's the other thing? Oh, you guys say stay safe on the road. Of course, of course, of course. I got little people. I got several little people, and yeah. So and they're very, very young. So Dad's gonna make sure that he's safe, helmet, jacket. Eventually, I might have a whole suit, but that stuff is expensive. So we're gonna start piece by piece of getting all that stuff together so I can stay safe. I'm not gonna be riding in the rain. I'm not gonna be trying to do wheelies all over the place. Now I might try to learn how to do wheelies safely in the parking lot, but you're not gonna see me on the highway and then I just toss up a wheelie going 40, 50 miles an hour. That ain't gonna be me. Definitely not lane splitting. But one other thing is, I was gonna ask you guys to help me remember, but I do remember, so I'm gonna tell you. The draft is coming up, and I have something that's been on my bucket list. And a friend of mine and I, forever ago, man, almost the last time I had a motorcycle, which was about 20 years ago, had talked about, hey man, when we get older, we're gonna run in the Penn Relays. And that's a big track meet up in Philadelphia where they run track. And so I've been getting in shape for it. Been getting faster, doing sprints, probably gonna do a 400 meter, 1 lap race, relay race. And just today, as I was thinking about booking my trip, planning to book the trip to go to Philadelphia to run in this sprint event, I realized that it's going to be during the draft. So your draft coverage from Charlotte Vibe may look a little different in terms of the live broadcast. I don't know exactly how to do it. Of course, I can go live from anywhere, but I just want to give you all the heads up. The draft coverage will not be delayed, but it may look a little different because I got to get this bucket list item off my list of running in a competitive track and field event in Philadelphia. So, and it's going to be a sprint. So I got to be in shape. And I don't think I'm going to get hurt. I've been stretching more, getting massages and all that stuff. So yeah, cheer me on, cheer me on. All right. So we got a few minutes left. I'm going to go over the comments here. And first, the members get favoritism first. And super chats are always welcome. We hadn't had a super chat yet tonight, but hopefully we will get one before we get out of here. That will keep me on here a little bit longer. Queen's Yarn Boutique, how did you get into running? Did you run track or do cross country in school? So I actually started running track in middle school. Started playing football first. Yeah, football was first. I won't go down memory lane completely with you guys because I'm sure anybody that's played sports, if you played from like Pee Wee on, you probably had one point in which you had some crazy success and memories. But track, started in middle school. Didn't run in high school at first because I was playing football and basketball and just kind of like wanted a break. But then my senior year, got back into it and I ran track, did the sprints and did the long jump. And so for track, didn't win states, but I qualified for states in the long jump and also in the 100 meters. And I distinctly remember that day going to 100 meters, like, man, this is gonna be tough. All these guys are pretty quick. And I was like, I just hope I can make it out the first heat to get to the quarterfinals. And yeah, I didn't make it out. but got to run in it. So that was pretty cool. Appreciate the question there. And all right, Panther Boy, we got another member in here. Hey, Chris, did you see Nick Pro Day interview saying he want to come to Carolina with JC and the rest of the South Carolina Gamecocks? No, I didn't see that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will definitely go into YouTube. Let me Google that now so I can have myself a placeholder and do that. And I'm gonna check it out. Nick, EMMAN, Pro Day interview. All right. I just put it up on YouTube, and I'm gonna check that out when we get out of here a little later. Tyler Haley says, I think it's great. We got 1K back that is suitable for all downs. Okay, so you're talking about the running back combination, the duo of Rico and Chuba, and you feel like it's, we're getting closer with having those two pieces there. And yeah, two backs that had over 1,000 yards last year. You got to be optimistic about that. In terms of the success that could be. We'll go ahead and end on this one. Again, I always try to give much love to the members. The link is in the description, independent media. So members are the bedrock of our channel. They power us. Without the members, without the super chats, Charlotte Vibe would not be at the games and bring you all the interviews and stuff that we do. So anytime you're able to support, I appreciate it. And I try to give my members some extra love for their support. D Dollar says, what's your 400 time goal? So the goal is to run the 400 in under 1 minute. That is the goal. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not as young as I look. So it took me quite a bit to just get my body, like I can still run fast, but I haven't run at my top speed in a minute. And so it took me probably a week of doing different things where I could run and not feel like my body is about to come all out, my legs about to pop off and all that stuff. So I got my form back, and that's been helping me a lot get my time down. So last time I ran, I was at 108. And so I only got 8 more seconds to get off, which I feel like now that I got the top speed form back down, now it's just a matter of some endurance. So we got a super chat. I appreciate you. Let's give some love. Let's see DJ and all this stuff. Thank you, Tyler Haley. Help me not end this show without a super chat. Let's go. And I'm gonna end it with that. Let's go. Hey, lots more coverage coming from me this week, as well as next week. Interviews that are coming. I know I keep talking about them. I know I haven't said the names yet. That's because I get excited about them, and I've mentioned interviews that haven't happened, and that just makes me mad because I also don't want you to think that it's necessarily that player or coach's fault. Sometimes it's just schedules get out of whack. But trust me. We will have some interviews with some more players and coaches coming up. Just hit the like button, turn on your bell notifications. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tyler, thank you so much for that super chat before we get out of here. Hope you all appreciate the content. Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe.